Hello, hello, hello. It is Cassandra Terry, and it is Mindset Monday. Let me lower the music, it's a little loud. But welcome, guys. Welcome to Mindset Monday. And today we are specifically going to talk about the opposite of success. What is success? What is the opposite of success? And it may be a little different than what you guys are thinking. So I'll give you a moment to get joined. I've been had a busy morning already. It's noon where I am. So half my day, half my work day is done. Great workout this morning to get the day started, despite the fact that my allergies are killing me. But Mindset Monday is something that's important to me. It's an important topic. So I wanted to make sure we had a few minutes to spend together today on the first day of the week, the work week anyway, and really think about our mindset, how much control, how much power we have where our mindset is concerned, and how much power or control our mindset has over how our lives unfold. Our mindset won't stop the difficult things from happening in life, but it will help you process those things better and get to a point to where you're not stuck in those situations. So I'm just kind of giving you guys a chance to get in, and then we are going to get started. So let's start with, since today's topic is about the opposite of success, let's start with what success is. So, in the simplest terms, from my perspective, success is just accomplishing the things that you set out to accomplish. It could be a particular goal, it could be a lifestyle, it could be a the way you show up in the world, because success is very, very personal, and there's success on different areas and different levels of our lives. So I think a lot of times when we hear success, we immediately start to think about finances and acquiring things. But success touches us in more realms than that. Hello, Cliff. I'm glad to see you joining today. We were just talking about, to get the live started, we're talking about the definition of success, because today's focus is on the opposite of success. So we're going to spend some time talking about that. So success in its simplest term is accomplishing what it is that you have set out to accomplish, be it a personal, a physical goal, a financial goal, a spiritual goal, a mental goal, your lifestyle in general, what you are doing with yourself in your life. You need to have in your mind what success looks like in each of those aspects. If you have that, that allows you to focus and harness your energy, your resources, your time into the things that are going to generate that success that you are going for. So that's success, accomplishing what it is you set out. So, what do you guys think? If anybody's brave and you want to put a note out there, what's the opposite of success? What do you think about that? I'll give you a minute to ponder. You can drop a comment if you'd like, but if not, that's okay too. So, I think a lot of people, when they think about the opposite of success, the first thing that comes to mind is failure. And I'm here today to disagree with that mindset. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a learning opportunity. The opposite of success is quitting. When you give up, when you quit, when you throw in the towel, then there's no opportunity for success in that particular space that still is active, right? You've given up. So, and I want to be clear about what I mean by quitting, or what I mean by Jason. I've been hoping that on some of your baby duty time you'd be able to join. So Jason says stagnation, going nowhere, sitting still, being stuck in your current situation. Perfect example. Thank you for sharing that, Jason. That is a part of the opposite of success. What I want people to move away from is failure, because we're going to talk about failure, and we're going to talk about it in when you have a growth mindset or the right mindset. Cliff said procrastination. Procrastination leads to stagnation. So they're giving some good words that are more in line with what I believe the opposite of success is. And that's not moving forward. That's not continuing a path. Now, you can change your path. If you've got a particular goal, part of this failure thing is our opportunity to learn and to adjust, right? So you may start to get some data in as you're trying to accomplish what it is you set out as your goal, and realize that every time I go here, I bump up against this particular wall and I haven't been able to scale that wall. So maybe if I do this instead, I can move forward. So I'm not saying you have to stick to the letter of the law of your original plan. I don't even think that's smart, because if you do that, your head's down following the path, and you never look up to see what's changing. What are the things that are going on around you? And before you know it, you could be like me during the Pokemon days, and I walked right into a sign. I really did at work. I was Pokemoning on my break, and my head was down, and before you know it, I had a nice little strawberry and a knot right there, because I was so intent into what I was doing that I wasn't paying attention to the environment around me. And that's how we live sometimes. We get so keen in on the roadmap. You have to modify the plan. And that's what Cliff was saying, is modify the plan. And how do you modify the plan? Well, by taking in the data that you're learning from these quote unquote failures. We don't learn a lot from success. If you actually really think about when you've accelerated your learning, it's been more likely when something did not go as planned. When you're being successful and things are going as planned, you are living the life. Things are going along smoothly, and you just have to keep doing more of what you're doing. There's not a lot of learning in that. That's a grace period. That's when everything is just firing up. That's a great time. But if we could start to think about failure a little bit differently, and not think about it as something that's bad, not think about it as something that is to be ashamed of and pushed away, you want to take that out and you want to spread it out, and you want to have conversations about it with people that you trust, so that you can pick the learning from that situation. That's where the real advantage and learning comes from. When things don't work, you get to ask yourself some questions. I thought this was going to happen. Why did that happen? I wonder what would happen if I do this instead of that. And now you're getting the juices flowing, the brain is working, you're in a space where you're innovative, you're thinking, you're trying new things, and before you know it, you've come up with something else. Your plan has been modified, but you modify the plan so that you can keep moving forward. Failure is not about a bad thing. It's giving you the information that's going to help you keep moving towards the goals that you've set for yourself. But this procrastination that they mentioned, this stagnation that they mentioned, this not doing anything, quitting, throwing in the towel, that you burn the plan. When you quit, you're saying, I have nothing left to do with this plan. I give up. From that standpoint, there's nowhere to go from there. There's nowhere to go except for, I'll just build a new plan. And then you build that plan. And when things go wrong, you quit again. And before you know it, you've built a habitual process of working hard, working hard, working hard, seeing some progress. But as soon as troubled waters show up, instead of swimming harder, you run back to shore. And that's what we want to bust up. And having a bad relationship with failure is one of the ways that you can definitely get into that cycle. So when you understand that failure is just an information session, it's just an opportunity for you to learn, then you find yourself taking those data points, modifying your plan as Cliff said, and then able to move forward, continuing to move towards your plan. So if you're moving forward, even if it's just a tiny step, that's the opposite of what Jason said, stagnation. If you're moving forward and you're doing the things that you need to do, that's the opposite of what Cliff said, procrastination. So we're busting those things up and getting them out of our habit cycle so that we're taking the steps necessary to achieve the goals that we have set out for ourselves. As usual, I've got a quote for you guys. And this one is from somebody that you guys will know very well. Let me find it. Here we go. This one, I guarantee you guys have probably heard it before. And even without the name, you probably know who this is. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that's why I'm successful. That's the rest of that quote. I have failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I'm successful. If you're not failing, you are probably playing it really, really safe. You're staying inside your comfort zone and you're doing the things that you know that you've mastered, you know that you're good at. But when you start to get a little away from that, that's when trouble comes. That's when insecurity starts to set in. That's when you start to doubt yourself. And instead of going through and dealing with and getting rid of those emotions once and for all, what typically happens is we go do something else. Or we get back into that little comfort space. I saw Maisha say that was Michael Jordan's. And thank you for putting that up there because I did not say who the quote was, but she's right. That is a quote from Michael Jordan, one of the greatest of all times. Whether you like the Bulls or not, whether you like him as a person or not, whether you think LeBron or somebody else is better, doesn't matter. What he accomplished and how he did it on such a large stage will stand the test of time. His accomplishments surpassed his identity a human being, as an individual. People will quote his stats, quote the things that he said. Kids try to emulate how he did what he did because he surpassed his insecurities. He had to have them. He was cut from his team. He was cut from I think it was high school. He was cut from the team. So early on in his career, he could have gotten a message that basketball is not for me. I can't do it. But instead, when the lights came on, he was there practicing. When the lights went off, he was still practicing. When everybody else was having a good time and hanging out, he was practicing. So he didn't just zen himself into being the Michael Jordan that we know. Little Michael had focus and goals and determination, and he put in the work. I was at the gym. Me and my husband work out at 6 a.m. so I can get my workday started by 8. And I typically do these lives at 7:15 in the morning. So I've got a short window. Get home, run upstairs, get the live going, get my shower, and then it's time for the workday to go. And that's Monday through Friday. Well, not Monday. Mondays I do these lives at noon, but that's every Tuesday through Friday. And this morning I posted my workout video. And what I said on the video was how when you invest in yourself, it is always a good investment. Always. If you're investing in you, you are making a good investment because there is nobody like you. You are unique. There is something inside of you that the world needs. And the only way the world is going to get it is if you do that inner work and get out of your own way so that you can come into the full being of who you were designed to be and share that gift, that message. Maybe you're a great singer. Maybe you're a great musician. Maybe you're a great writer. Maybe you're a great encourager and motivator. Maybe you give the best hugs in the world. And you may be the person who goes into places where people don't get the love that they need and they get to experience you. There is something about you. You fill a gap. You fill a hole in our existence that only you can fill. And once you realize just how absolutely valuable you are as a person, just as an individual, first thing in the morning, you haven't done anything. Last thing at night, you're worn out and tired and not at your best self. The core of who you are, the living being, the moving person, is a thing of great value. And you have something that somebody's waiting for. Somebody's waiting for your message. Somebody's waiting for your smile. Someone's waiting for your gifts and your talents. And you probably don't even feel that great about yourself a good portion of the time. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here Monday through Friday. I want to make sure that somebody, at least once a day, is telling you just how incredible you are. At your absolute worst, you are incredible. And when you start to hang on to that, grab a hold of that and look in the mirror and see someone of value, see a precious thing, see something and someone that is needed, it changes everything. You see the world differently because you see yourself differently. You show up differently. When you have value, you sit a little taller. It's okay to talk a little louder. It's also okay to be quiet because you don't feel like you have to overtalk everybody else to be seen and to be heard. You know that you're going to be seen. You know that you're going to be heard because there's somebody looking just for you and what it is that you have to say. So Jason said, comfort zone is warm, but so is the bench. Our greatest growth and success comes when we face discomfort outside of the comfort zone. He is 100% right. Comfort and progress cannot coexist. Where you find one, you're not going to find the other. When we are in it and we're progressing and we're making great things happen, a lot of times we are very uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to show up here every day. It is, because it's like you never know the type of feedback you're going to get from people. People pick you apart. They sometimes people have the ability to go right to that thing that you like least about yourself, and that's what they're going to pick on that day. And so it took me a while to get the courage to start doing this at all, and then to pick it up and do it on a regular basis, because there are some folks out there that are just looking for the opportunity to tear you down. But what's different now from the person that I was that was concerned about those people to the person I am now, it doesn't matter what someone else says about me. My value is internal. Your value is internal. And once you figure out that and you understand who you are, when people come up and they say terrible things, it doesn't affect you. It doesn't stick. You have your own personal Teflon that you've grown from the inside out because you know your value. You know who you are. And that's a part of the mindset. You've got to get real clear about you and who you are and what you value and what value comes just from your mere existence. Let's not talk about your income. Let's not talk about your accomplishments. Let's not talk about any of that stuff. Strip it all away to just you, the individual. That is a thing of value. That is a thing of beauty. That is a thing to behold. That is the thing that somebody needs so desperately. There's something that you have that I need, that somebody needs. And when you know that, and you feel that about yourself, then it doesn't matter so much what the outside influences have going on. I've had people say terrible things and I laugh, because if they don't align with how I see myself, they're comical, they're silly, they're ridiculous. That's just a person who needs some help. They haven't grown up enough. They're in pain, so trying to inflict pain. All these things go on about them because I already know me and what my value is and who I am. So somebody else with a bad opinion of me does not rock my boat at all. I wonder, oh, they must have met a sick version of me a long time ago, or they're looking through some real bad lenses or something, because that's not me. And that's what you want, that kind of stuff to be able to just wash off you. Because once you take it in, that's when your feelings get hurt. That's when you feel really bad, is because, and somehow you're taking in some of that negative message. If you don't take it in, it's of no value whatsoever. What somebody else says about you, you give it value. It's just their opinion until you give it value. Once you give it value, then you start to actually apply it to yourself. Once you apply it to yourself, they're kind of in control. Once they know, or even if they don't know, once somebody else's words determines how good or bad you feel, once somebody else's words determine how valuable or not you are to yourself, that person or those people or external forces have the control over your life. You have not stood up and taken the reins yet. And that is our life challenge. We have to do the internal work to clean up that negative messaging that's going on inside of our heads. And then we want to get really, really clear about who we are and about what we desire. And then we're in a position to do the work, to build a plan, to make all that come about. You can get outside of your comfort zone. You can fall and bump your head, and you get up and you dust yourself off and you go, okay, noted, pothole there. So the next time I have to step around that pothole. You learned. As long as you're learning, you are winning. We don't lose. We either win or we learn. And those are the types of things we're going to talk about every day, to keep you motivated, to keep you inspired, to remind you of just how wonderfully made you are, so that as your life is lifing and all these things are coming at you, you can grab them one at a time, deal with what's in front of you, and keep moving through it. I was at church yesterday, and my pastor was talking about not sitting in the storm. That's the last place you want to be. The storm's going to come. The storms happen. That's just a part of life. We have sunny days, we have stormy days. When the storm comes, the worst thing that you can do is to just stop, get stagnant, procrastinate, not do the work to move towards where it is you're trying to go. The storms they challenge your conviction. Do you really want it like you said you want it? Are you really interested in having this thing? Are you willing to do the work to have the life that you have? The storm will help you answer those questions just like that. Because in the storm is when you have to make some adjustments. I was listening to TD Jakes this morning, and he said, you cannot control the weather, but you can control what you wear. So if the weather changes, if the situation changes, change what you're wearing. Are you in the midst of a storm? Do you have an umbrella? Get your umbrella. Get your raincoat. Get your boots. Get yourself suited up so that you can continue to move through the storm, instead of sitting there getting drenched and being overwhelmed by the storm, because we can't control it. We can't control how long it's going to rain, but we can be prepared for it, and we can suit up, and keep moving. You may walk a little slower because the winds are blowing against you. Life is happening. You can't run like you were running a couple days ago, because now all of a sudden you're fighting against these other elements. But take a step. And then when you can, take the next step. And you keep moving forward. And before you know it, that storm is behind you. But if you become stagnant, if you procrastinate, if you get into if you can just find a little spot under the bridge where you can stay warm, and you get into a comfortable place, and you don't want to move from that place because it may rain again, you're right, it's going to rain again. Are you going to stay in that little spot underneath the bridge that protected you from the rain forever? No, you've got to keep moving forward. A small step is still progress. So don't ever despise small beginnings. Don't discount your small steps, because all of those steps add up to pushing you forward and getting you where it is you want to be. So that was TD Jakes. That's one other thing. Oh, when I saw this quote, I saw it on someone else's LinkedIn over the weekend, and I copied it to you guys. So look in the comments, and you'll notice that I gave you the link to her entire article. I try really hard when I get inspired by other people's stuff to make sure I show you guys where I found it, and give them the credit for their work, because it was really inspirational. Her article was, and her name is Kat Downen, and you can see it here. And there's the link in the comments to how to get to the full article. But I just took one snippet from what she said, and I'll share it with you, and hopefully that'll motivate you guys to read the whole thing. But it says, failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of the journey to success. Every successful person has failed multiple times, but has kept pushing forward in both personal and professional life. It is important to understand that failure is an opportunity to learn and grow. I think Kat's one of my spirit animals. I mean, we literally are on the same wavelength, saying the same thing. I could not agree with her more. And when I read it, I was like, oh, she said it so nice and so succinctly, exactly what it was, we talk about on mindset. So take a read. That was one point out of maybe 5 or 6 that she has in her article. So it's really good. I think it'll inspire you guys too. So, all right, that is it for our Mindset Monday. Tomorrow is Tuesday, right? So tomorrow we talk about change. We talk about transformation. I saw something early that got me excited. So I'm already ready to share that message with you guys tomorrow. We're back to our regular scheduled time, Tuesday through Friday. It is 7:15 Central. So I'll be on tomorrow morning after my workout. and we will talk about transformation. In the meantime, guys, your mindset, when you find yourself negative, complaining, gossiping, if you're doing anything that is not bringing light, anything that is not edifying you and the people around you, anything that is not making you feel good as a person, remember it's a choice. You can change it. You can change your conversation. You can change your environment. You can change your mindset. I've got a class that can help you. It's called the 6 C's to transform. I'm sorry, the 6 C's to transform self-limiting beliefs, because it's all about getting those beliefs out of your head. We've got about 3 more days where it's on the early bird special. Thursday's my birthday, and I haven't decided if I'm going to take off there. I'm not working Thursday, Friday. I'm not sure if I'm going to be live or not. I haven't decided yet. But you can get that class now on the early bird special. It's $100 less than the normal price. So right now for $97, you can get an online self-paced course that will teach you about connecting to your inner voice. It will teach you about reframing those messages. And then once you've got your head together and you're feeling good about yourself, then and only then are you ready to move to the next section where you start to get really clear about what you want out of life, gain clarity about your goals. And then there's a whole nother section after that to help you get those goals documented and planned out well. So I offer that course to you guys through the 27th at $97, and then on the 27th it'll go up to its regular price, which is $197. So take advantage of it. If you're interested at all, take advantage over the next couple of days, before the next 3 days before the price goes up. I want to say hello to a few people who joined. Bridget, good afternoon. Timothy, no apologies needed. I just appreciate you showing up. Glow Up Goddess. Hi, Stephanie. Stephanie, I need to you're going to start seeing some more stuff from me, because I want to start sharing your business with some of the groups that I'm in as well. You are doing wonderful things, and I am so proud and excited about everything you've got going on. John, thank you for joining from Nigeria. And Aunt Deborah, good afternoon. Glad to see you here. Ivan, you made it. I'm glad to see you here. And that's it, I think. I have said hello to everyone. If I missed you, I apologize. Those of you on TikTok, so glad to have you join as well. You guys reach out to me, DM, if you want to know how to get the class. Hey, Karen. She said, I'm here, but I'm late. Karen and I are almost birthday buddies. So she just had her birthday last week, and then mine's coming on Thursday. So we heckle each other about our ages at least once a year. Hello, Angela. Hello, Jennifer. I'm glad you guys are saying something so I can realize that you are here. I appreciate all of you guys for showing up. We are going to call it a day, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Transformation Tuesday. You can DM me or drop me a message here, and I'll get you the link to the course if you can't find it, and we will keep going from there. Oh, Ivan, you shared a link. So those of you who are on LinkedIn, you can see the link that there it is. It's 7 Epic Fails brought to you by the genius mind of Thomas Edison. I have read this. I don't know if I've read it all, but it's amazing. And so I will put this link I'll copy here so that everybody can see it. I know the people on LinkedIn, you guys can grab the actual link, but I'll put the link here for everybody else to read. It's a great read. And some of the greatest minds, some of the people that have gone down in history for changing the world, they failed so many times before they got the thing that we celebrate them for. So please, please, please understand that when you're failing, you are learning and you're growing, and you want to fail forward. Fail towards what it is that you're trying to accomplish by incorporating what you've learned from that quote unquote failure. So I will definitely drop Ivan's link. And that's it for real. I promise. We're signing off. So thank you guys for another wonderful session. Thanks for joining in. See you tomorrow at 7:15 Central for Transformation Tuesday.